Hey, hello, how are you doing? Welcome to Aprendo en Casa. I'm teacher Evelyn and I'm very happy to have you here. Let's begin our lesson with a short capsule in order to understand what we're going to cover today. This is a very nice capsule and it's presented by a student. Her name is Paola. So let's pay a lot of attention and tell your family to watch it with us.
I hope you're having a very nice day. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about technology. I want to share an experience with you about the negative side of technology and how I think it is affecting our lives. I've been talking for around 15 to 20 seconds, and I guess that you or someone at home has already checked his or her cell phone at least one time to see if there are any new notifications. Actually, did you know that in average, each person checks his or her phone 80 times per day? That is just too much. I became aware of this issue and began searching for some information because I started feeling like I was getting addicted to my phone and being more specific about checking notifications. I think I was starting to look at my phone to see if I had a notification on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok every 5 minutes. I wasn't doing that consciously. In fact, it was my mom that told me that I was so into my phone that she was worried. Then I read an article that recommended to turn off notifications and only check it every half hour to see if someone has reached you. I started doing this and now I think that my life isn't controlled by my phone. I'm even enjoying taking long walks without carrying my phone. So guys, turn off your notifications and enjoy your day. See ya!
Wow, very interesting, right? What do you think about Paola's advice? By the way, are you addicted to your phones? Okay. This is a very important issue we all should think about, right? Today, we're going to have a very nice lesson on technology and its bad effects. Interesting, okay? Have you thought about it? Well, I hope you enjoy and learn a lot, but not just only you. Go and tell your family to join us. Very good. For this lesson, we're going to need some materials. We're going to need a pen or a pencil, and sharpener, your English notebook, and an eraser just in case you need to correct your answers. Besides, I'm going to give you some important reminders. Try to work in a quiet place. Avoid loud noises and wash your hands to prevent COVID-19. So, very good. Let me ask you some questions for you to think about. Let's look at the questions. Have you ever thought about how many hours you spend in front of your cell phones? Interesting question, right? Can you imagine your lives without having technological devices? Let's say at least for one day. Would you say you are addicted to your mobile or internet? Very good. Okay, interesting questions. I want you to think about them with your family. Are you addicted to your phone? What would you do if you don't have it just for one day? Or let's say some hours. Okay, I want to share with you our plans for today's class. In this class, we're going to read to pay attention. Very good. Identify facts in written tests about bad habits we can develop if abusing technology. Determine important ideas and supported details in written tests about bad habits we can develop if abusing technology and how to beat them. Okay, very nice, interesting. Okay, let's imagine the following, okay? You are in your high school. Well, actually, this is your last school year for some of you, right? Okay, so your English teacher asks you to prepare a virtual campaign to tell other students in other grades about the habits they could develop if abusing technology and how to beat them. Very nice, right? That's a good campaign, right? So you decided to explore more readings to learn a little bit more about this. So what is the best way to explore a reading? What is the best way to read? Okay, let me give you some tips. Pay attention. How to identify the main idea in a test? Well, A, the main idea is usually often found at the beginning of a test, so you have to keep that in mind. You are going to look for keywords, headings, pictures, or any other detail that can lead you to the main idea. Always try to answer this question. What is the author trying to communicate in this test? Okay, with this in mind, let's start reviewing some important vocabulary and definitions you will need to prepare your speech. Okay, habit. It is a routine of behavior that is repeated regularly and tends to occur subconsciously. Alert profile. It is a powerful filtering mechanism for problem notifications. Addiction. It is an urge to do something that is hard to control or stop. Password. It is a secret word or other string of characters that must be used to gain admission to a computer system, electronic device, or service. Gadget. It is a small electronic device or machine with a particular purpose. Social media. It refers to websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. Privacy protection. It is keeping the information you would like to keep to yourself from getting into the hands of others. Digital dependence. It is our addiction of digital gadgets and the lost feeling without them. Beat, look at this word, to reduce to pieces or fragments. A synonym for beat is break. Okay, very good. Now that you know this vocabulary, we're going to read 4 short tests about bad habits we can develop if abusing technology and how to beat them. This is taken from a blog from html.com. So let me introduce you the instructions. Task number 1, you are going to read the 4 short tests for the first time to complete a graphic organizer. You are going to find important information related to these bad habits and some details of each test. Ask your family for help. Let's draw the graphic organizer and remember to take notes to complete it. So let's look at the graphic organizer. Very good. It says, 4 bad habits we can develop if abusing technology. So you are going to pay attention to the main ideas here, okay? And remember that you have to look that usually the main idea is at the beginning of the test, and also you have to pay attention to the titles, okay? So, very good. Now that you know this important information and the instructions, let's start reading for the first time. Pay close attention and ask your family for help, and why not? They can read with us. So let's start reading. Okay, 4 bad habits and how to beat them. Remember, beat them is how to break them, okay? As much as technology has benefited us, it has also given us some really bad habits. Here are a few common ones and how you can kick them. Okay, very good. Next. Number 1, being glued to your phone. 17% of users check their phone at a meal, regardless of company, according to the same study. How to stop it? Turn it off. If that's too hard, stop using your phone or other gadgets in or before bed. Okay, remember to pay attention to the first idea or the first sentence in the test, because it gives you the main idea. Usually it gives you the main idea. Also pay attention to the titles. Number 2, obsessive gaming. Do you know 9% of children are addicted to gaming, according to an American Academy of Pediatrics study, 2011. How to stop it? Set time limits. Modern consoles have password-protected controls to limit gaming time. Number 3, social media. Do you know 40 minutes a day, the average time Americans spend on Facebook? That's over 243 hours a year. How to stop it? Delete or deactivate your accounts, or just let them drift off into obscurity by posting less often. Number 4, insufficient privacy protection. Did you know there were 16.7 million victims of identity fraud in the US during 2011? How to stop it? You have to regain some control of that information by applying the privacy controls included in these apps. Okay, very good. Whether you are a gaming addicted, just give me a second. Okay, whether you are a gaming addict or glued to your phone, don't let bad habits take over your life. Follow these tips and you can end your digital dependence. Well done. Could you find all the bad habits we can develop if abusing technology and some important details? Did you pay attention to the first sentence in the test? How was it? Well, did your family help you? Very good. Let's check the answers together. Very good. Okay, number 1, being glued to your phone. This is the bad habit number 1. Number 2, obsessive gaming. Number 3, social media. And number 4, insufficient privacy protection. Okay, excellent job. I'm sure your family helped you and you look for the titles and the main ideas in order to get the correct answers. Okay, remember that this is a good strategy to find the important information in a test. Okay, what about completing another reading task? Okay, let's pay attention to what you have to do. But first, we're going to read the definition of the word fact. Okay, and some important tips. I'm going to give you some important tips in order to identify factual information in a test. So let's pay attention. Okay, definition. A fact is information used as evidence or as part of a report. For example, in San Jose is the capital city of Costa Rica, but we can also say or take an example from the reading. Let's say there were 16.7 million victims of identity fraud in the US during 2017. Okay, let's go to tip number 1. To identify a factual statement, we need to ask questions like this. Can the statement be proved or demonstrated to be truth? Number 2, can the statement be verified by witnesses? Number 2, can the statement be observed in practice? And number 3, can the statement be verified by witnesses, manuscripts, or documents? Let's go to tip number 2. We're going to look for cognates. When we want to find factual information, this is a very good strategy. And what is a cognate? Well, cognates are words that are quite similar in two languages. They can share a similar meaning, spelling, and pronunciation. For example, action, acción, accident, accidente. But pay attention to false cognates. They are words that look similar in two languages, but their meaning is totally different, and it can be confusing for some of us. For example, the word embarrassed can be easily confused with embarazada, but its meaning is avergonzado. Rope can be easily confused with ropa, but it means cuerda. Tip number 3. Ask for and give information about facts. Factual questions require a straightforward fact-based response. For example, a who question would ask a person to identify a specific person. A why or while a how question response would involve a process. So if you ask using why, it requires the person to give a reason for a reason or explanation to a response. Where, it requires the name of the place where the facts occur. When, it is the time or data, the date the event takes place. And what, it asks about the event or fact. Interesting, right? Very good. Nice tips, right? So now that we know them, let's see what we have to do next. Remember that we are going to do other reading task. So are you ready? Let's look at the instructions. Look at the following chart. You are going to read the tests for the second time to complete this chart. Look at each bad habit and identify at least one fact related to each bad habit. So we're going to read for the second time. Let's go to slide 16, please. Thank you. Okay, look at the instructions. Okay, very good. We're going to read for the second time again, and then you are going to look for factual information, okay? Okay, it says, number 1, being glued to your phone. 17% of users check their phone at a meal regardless of company, according to the same study. How to stop it? Turn it off. If that's too hard, stop using your phone or other gadgets or in or before bed. Remember to look or you can ask questions as who, what, where. You can look for cognates. Number 2, obsessive gaming. Did you know 9% of children are addicted to gaming, according to an American Academy of Pediatrics study, 2011. How to stop it? Set time limits. Modern consoles have password-protected controls to limit gaming time. Number 3, social media. Did you know 40 minutes a day, the average time Americans spend on Facebook? That's over 243 hours a year. Remember that we are looking for factual information, facts, okay? How to stop it? Delete or deactivate your accounts, or just let them drift off into obscurity by posting less often. And number 4, insufficient privacy protection. Did you know there were 16.7 million victims of identity fraud in the US during 2017? Well, how to stop it? You should regain some control of that information by applying the privacy controls included in these apps, and also be selective with the audience. Okay, look at this. Guys, remember that we are going to look for factual information. You can ask questions as what, where, when, how, and also you can look for cognates, right? Remember that cognates are words that are similar in English and Spanish. So maybe, well, this is going to help you. Those are strategies to help you understand better a test. Very good. Wow, I cannot stop thinking about how interesting this reading is, right? How was the task? Did you get all the factual information I asked you to do and how to use it, right? How to use cognates. Remember that cognates help us to understand better, right? So what about if we check the answers together? Well, this is the task. Remember, you have to complete the chart and you have to give factual information to each one of the facts. Of the bad habits. So let's go to the answers. Well, number one, being glued to your phone. 17% of users check their phone at a meal regardless of company, according to the same study. Number two, obsessive gaming. Thank you. 9% of children are addicted to gaming, according to an American Academy of Pediatrics study. Social media, 40 minutes a day, the average time Americans spend on Facebook. That's over 243 hours a year. And number four, insufficient privacy protection. There were 16.7 million victims of identity fraud in the US during 2017. As you can see here, we have some cognates, right? For example, the word company, right? It looks like compañía, yeah? American, americano. And remember that these are going to help you, right? Okay. Very good, excellent job. Now that we have read and learned more about bad habits that we can develop if abusing technology, let's complete the speaking task. Remember, you have to prepare a virtual campaign in order to help other students in your high school to beat these bad habits, right, if abusing technology. So you can use the information presented in order to make your own campaign and prepare it. But before, we're going to listen to an audio from teacher Juan. He's going to introduce one of his students. Her name is Francela, and they are going to talk about the campaign they prepare. Let's listen to them. Okay? Well, this is very interesting. And also, some students prepare a very nice poster. Okay, but well, let's listen to the teacher.
Hello, Teacher Evelyn. This is me, Teacher Juan from Wapulas. I want to thank your students from 11th grade because of their campaign about the bad habits that some students commonly develop when they use technology more than necessary. And also, how this activity has really helped many other students to be aware of this current problem. For example, I was talking to a student of mine. Her name is Francela. She is in 10th grade, and she told me she was practically addicted to her cell phone. She needed to be constantly checking social media every 5-10 minutes. However, when she paid carefully attention to her student's campaign, she realized it was time to make a stop. So she talked to her family about the situation. They set no rules about the use of technology, and now all of them are in a new beginning. In fact, by using her own words, she will tell you the way she feels now. Hello, Francela.
Hello, Teacher Evelyn and Teacher Juan. My name is Francela, and as Teacher Juan mentioned, I used to check my phone practically every 5 minutes. I felt it was impossible not to do it because I thought it was a need in my life. But after the campaign, I said to myself, you have a problem and you need to figure it out. Now I'm trying to change this terrible habit. Sometimes it is very hard, but my family is my biggest support, and step by step, day by day, I'm sure I will do it. Currently, I have much more time to do my homework. All my tasks are on time, and my teachers have told me that change has been so positive. So thank you again for your effort.
Oh, thank you, Francela. I'm very glad that the campaign helped you. And thank you, Teacher Juan, for sharing with us your experience, okay? And I want to show you a poster some of the students from high school did in order to stop these bad habits, right, that we can develop if abusing technology. Okay, very good, excellent. Okay, I'm sure you did a very nice presentation and you also presented to your family members and they are very proud of you. So it's time to self-assess, but we're going to self-assess what we did during today's class. Let's look at the questions. Okay, did I read the instructions carefully? Yes or no? Pay attention, right? Did I finish the linguistic task proposed? Okay, I know you did the presentations. Did I prepare the virtual campaign with the help of my family? And of course, we need to assess our learning. So let's look at our learning. How was it? How it was? Okay, I identified facts in written tests about bad habits we can develop if abusing technology and how to beat them. Not achieve, in progress or achieve. I'm sure you achieve it, okay? I determine important ideas and supporting details in written tests about bad habits we can develop if abusing technology and how to beat them, okay? So we have to come to an end of our lesson, but before I like to ask you some questions to meditate, okay? Is any of these bad habits affecting your life? Think about it, okay? And if they are affecting you and you are addicted to your phone, how can you remember how to beat them, okay? So, well, I hope you enjoy it and learn aloud with me. This is Teacher Evelyn, and I hope to see you next week here in Aprende en Casa. Bye-bye, take care, and be safe.